Hey, welcome to Duncans Mills, California. I'm here at the Willow Creek Preserve. I'm going to hike the Islands in the Sky Vista Loop today. It's a relatively shorter route, but what it lacks in mileage makes up for in some pretty cool views. Though I wasn't sure I was going to make it out today because it's been raining all day. It's supposed to stop, but it's still a little overcast, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed that the clouds are going to break up for me by the time I get up to the plateau and hopefully get some nice golden hour sunshine. So let's hit the trail and see what happens. I'm going to be coming down that direction later on today. Let's just say it's a lot more fun walking down that route than it is walking up. Alright, so about a half mile from the road is where the uphill starts. But the first couple miles of this loop are pretty much just look like this. You're on a dirt road in the forest going up a hill. Not a lot of thrills, some nice redwoods. But once we get to the top of the hill, that's when the magic starts. Yep, still on this dirt road. Still hiking up this road. We're getting there. I promise it gets a lot more interesting very soon. Right now I'm just getting my steps in. about a quarter of a mile from the top. Okay, we made it up to the plateau. As you can see, the clouds have not broken up yet, but at least there's a high enough ceiling. You can see all the hills. The loop continues on that way. But we're going to take a quick break up over here. So if I were to continue on that trail, I believe that connects to the new Monterey Redwoods Regional Park. Have yet to check that out, but maybe the next time I come up here. Alright, it looks like the sun might be trying to poke through, so I'm going to hit the trail again. I'm heading for that hill, kind of right behind me over there with the trees on top of it. That's the fern tree lookout. The route to the left goes down into Pomo Canyon. We're going to stay on the right here for the Islands in the Sky Vista Loop. Okay, we're at the junction with the Full Monty Trail, which comprises the western half of the Islands in the Sky Loop. Heading up to Fern Tree. There's another little bit of a climb here going up to the Fern Tree overlook. And this is the view from the fern tree lookout. I'm sure it doesn't show up well in the video, but the ocean is just right out here. This is the Badger Hill viewpoint, where we're heading to next. There's Red Hill off in the distance. Pomo Canyon in between. And this is the fern tree. Here's a look back the way we just came from. Alright, and now it's time to head down to the Badger Hill viewpoint. Alright, after a brief check for ticks, we're back on the main loop trail. So here's the view from Badger Hill. Way back there is Pole Mountain. There's the Russian River down there. There's the ocean straight ahead. It's hard to see, but just on the other side of those hills down there is Goat Rock Beach. There's Red Hill. And then looking down to the Pomo Canyon campground there. From there you can take a trail over Red Hill down to Shell Beach. It's the Pomo Canyon Trail. And continuing this way, looking up Pomo Canyon. And that's looking south towards Occidental. Alright, I'm going to get out of here while it's still light enough to film the rest of this loop. Sadly, the sun never did come out this time, but that's autumn in Sonoma County for you, and it gives me an excuse to come back out here and film again. And next time, I'll hike here from the Monterey Redwoods Regional Park. We'll see how that goes. But right now, I'm going to hop back on the loop trail and finish it out. Alright, back on the Full Monty Trail, finishing out the loop. It's getting a little spooky in these woods. This part of the trail reminds me of the Sinkyone Wilderness, which you should check out my videos of, by the way. Well, I'm sure the camera doesn't do it justice in this dark, damp forest. But this is why we don't like to go uphill from this direction. It's steep and muddy and funky, but it does get you back down to the bottom of the hill pretty quick. Alright, so slight miscalculation about the amount of sunlight left, but nonetheless that was a successful hike. Went about 5 or 6 miles, depending on which app you're using to track your mileage, and about 800 or 900 feet of total vertical gain. But other than that, a nice day on the trail. Stay tuned for another hiking and or camping adventure brought to you by yours truly. Peace. Bye.